Welcome to the Webb Watch. Today, we're going to break down the absolutely insane 50-year evolution of Mars rovers. And trust me, this jump in tech is going to blow your mind. I mean, just look at this. We went from a tiny 4.5 kilogram Soviet box that was literally tethered by a power cord in 1971 to a 1-ton, nuclear-powered science SUV that's been cruising Mars for years. It's not just an upgrade. We're talking a completely different species of machine.
So, where did this whole crazy story start? Well, it wasn't with NASA. It was with the Soviets, and a brave, but let's be honest, an almost comically simple first try.
Man, the ambition here was massive, but the reality was just brutal. This little thing, Prop M, was supposed to be the very first vehicle on another planet. It didn't even have wheels. It had skis to kind of shuffle along. And see that 15-meter cable? That was its entire world. The lander was its life support. But here's the tragic part. The lander made it to Mars and then went dead silent after just 14 seconds. Prop M never even got the command to get off. It was right there, on Mars, and never moved an inch. What a tough start.
So yeah, it would take another couple of decades before humanity even tried again. Now, fast forward to the 90s, when NASA just completely changed the game with a machine that became a straight-up pop culture icon. For anyone who was around back then, this felt like the future had finally arrived. So just how big was this futuristic rover Sojourner? Get this, it was basically the size and weight of your kitchen microwave. I'm not kidding. We weren't sending some giant tank, we were sending a high-tech appliance to another world. This was all about just dipping our toes in the water to see if we could even drive on Mars at all. But that brings up a really critical question. We knew Mars wasn't some smooth, sandy beach. It's a jagged, rocky minefield. So how in the world do you keep your microwave on wheels from getting stuck or tipping over millions of miles from the nearest tow truck?
And the answer was this absolute game changer, the rocker-bogie suspension. Now, this is not just some fancy set of springs. It's a brilliantly simple piece of mechanical engineering that became the gold standard for every single NASA rover that followed it. The whole idea is that no matter what one wheel is climbing over, the other 5 stay planted firmly on the ground.
And here is that magic in action. Watch this. As the front wheel hits a rock, it doesn't just jam up. The whole system pivots. The body of the rover actually lifts up and over the rock, kind of like a mechanical inchworm. This design lets the rover just crawl over obstacles that would flip any normal vehicle. This is the ultimate off-road flex, and it's the key innovation that proved, yes, we can actually do this. Long-range exploration on Mars is possible.
Sojourner was a massive success, but you know what? It was really just the appetizer. For the main course, NASA took that rocker-bogie system and said, okay, that worked, now let's supersize it. Enter the next generation. And when I say big, I really mean it. We are going from a microwave to a golf cart. Spirit and Opportunity were absolute beasts compared to little Sojourner. These weren't just tech demos, they were full-on mobile geology labs, built to go farther and last longer than anyone thought possible. And did they ever last? I mean, the numbers here are just mind-bending. NASA designed these things for a 90-day mission. 90 days. Spirit kept going for 6 years. And Opportunity? Oh, Opportunity became a legend, the marathon runner of Mars, driving for over 14 years and covering 28 miles before a planet-sized dust storm finally put it to sleep. The important thing is, this wasn't just for bragging rights. That extra time allowed them to find the first definitive proof that Mars once had water. It completely changed how we see the planet.
But hey, why stop at a golf cart when you can have a full-blown SUV? The success of the twins paved the way for the modern era of rovers. Machines so big and so powerful they needed a whole new kind of engine.
This is Curiosity, and its twin, Perseverance. And yeah, that is a 1-ton, car-sized robot on another planet. We have come a very long way from that little ski bot. At this scale, it's not just a rover anymore. It is a rolling, nuclear-powered laboratory with cameras, rock-sapping lasers, drills, and even microphones to hear the Martian wind.
So how do you power an SUV on a planet where dust storms can blot out the sun for weeks at a time? Simple. You ditch the solar panels and you bring your own nuclear battery. This thing, the RTG, uses the natural heat from decaying plutonium to generate a steady stream of electricity, 24/7, storm or shine, for more than a decade. This is the secret sauce that makes these incredibly long and complex missions possible.
Okay, so driving is one thing, but what about flying?
Tucked away in the belly of the Perseverance rover was NASA's biggest gamble yet, a tiny little helicopter designed to pull off what a lot of people thought was an impossible magic trick. So why is flying on Mars so hard? Well, look at this. The atmosphere is ridiculously thin. We're talking less than 1% of the air density we have here on Earth. There's almost nothing for helicopter blades to grab onto and push against. It's like trying to fly a helicopter here on Earth at 87,000 feet, which is more than twice the altitude record. It's basically impossible.
So the engineering challenge is just immense. You have to generate enough lift to get off the ground in what's practically a vacuum. And that means every single part has to be lighter, stronger, and way more powerful than anything we use on Earth.
So how'd they pull it off? Just look at the blade speed. To get any bite at all in that thin Martian air, Ingenuity's blades had to spin at around 2,500 RPM. That's 5 times faster than a helicopter on Earth. It's a mind-blowing amount of power and precision just to achieve something that looks so simple. And even with all that, its maximum height was only about 80 feet.
And just like its wheeled cousins, Ingenuity didn't just meet expectations, it absolutely shattered them. It was designed for maybe 5 test flights, just to see if it would even work. It ended up completing 72 flights over 3 years. It became Perseverance's aerial scout, proving that not only is flight on another world possible, it's a total game changer for how we explore.
So let's just recap this unbelievable journey. In 50 years, we went from a tethered box on skis that never moved, to a microwave that could, to golf carts that ran a marathon, to nuclear-powered SUVs, and finally, to achieving powered, controlled flight. Each step built on the one before it, pushing the boundaries of what we all thought was even possible.
And that just leaves us with one final awesome question. If this is what we pulled off in the last 50 years, what on earth does the next 50 look like? I mean, the success of Ingenuity is already inspiring ideas for fleets of science drones on Mars, and even a massive quadcopter called Dragonfly to go explore the methane seas of Saturn's moon Titan. The age of interplanetary flight? It has just begun. If you want more space secrets, smash that subscribe button for the Webb Watch.